And now you still need to add your UDI to the UDAMED database. And for that, you can just Google UDAMED and you will arrive here. And this is not very helpful, to be honest, because this is just a very general page where you can look up economic actors. There's actually no way to log in to your UDAMED account. So when you go to Google and go to the second entry, welcome to UDAMED, then you actually have a way to sign in to UDAMED. I don't know why those two pages are not connected, but you have to Google it separately. Sometimes it also doesn't show up. Then you can just Google UDAMED login, and then you will also arrive at this welcome to UDAMED page where you can actually log in. All right, and here you just log in with your credentials. I hope you have credentials. Otherwise, you can create an account here. So once you've signed in to UDAMED, you end up at this dashboard. And here on the bottom right, you can find the section about UDIs. And here you can register a new basic UDI-DI. Let's do that. First of all, you need to choose whether your device is MDR certified or IVDR. We're going for MDR here. Now you enter your basic UDI-DI. So if you've obtained your basic UDI-DI from GS1, this would be your GMN or global model number. And if you went for IFA, this would be your BUDI. We're going to enter that one now. So from the BUDI generator from IFA, we copy paste this BUDI. And then we delete the spaces here. All right. And then it asks us whether this is a system or procedure pack as a device. And we have a software, so this is a no. And then it asks us whether this is a special device type. What special devices are, you can read down here. So we have a software. So apparently this is a special device type, and we choose this and hit save and next. All right, then some more information about our devices that are covered by this basic UDI-DI. So the risk class you can choose here. Let's go for class 1. Is it implantable? No. Does it have a measuring function? No. Is it a reusable surgical instrument? No. If you have a software, this is most likely an active device. So yes here. And is the device intended to administer and or remove a medicinal product? This is a no. All right, so far so good. Now it asks us whether the device model is applicable. I have no idea what that means, and I've looked up the UDAMED reference for that, but there's no further information on what should be put here. Also, talking about device models is more an issue of UDI-DIs rather than of basic UDI-DIs, and we're dealing with that right now, so I really have no idea what this should mean. So we just choose no here. And then you enter the device name, or to be precise, it is actually the name of the device group that you're registering under this basic UDI-DI. All right, so that's our amazing device. Hit save and next. So without any further notice, we arrived at the section where you need to enter your UDI-DI. So this is not the basic UDI-DI anymore. Now it's the actual UDI-DI, so the models of your product. Here again, you can choose the issuing entity from which you obtained your UDI-DI. If it's GS1, then you enter the GTIN or global trade item number here. And if you went for IFA, you can put the PPN or HPC here. Let's go for HPC right now. Amazing device 1 and check character, I don't know. All right. So then it asks us whether there's a UDI-DI from another entity. So if you have, for example, the basic UDI-DI from IFA and the UDI-DI from GS1, then you could enter that here. But normally you have both of them from the same issuing entity. So next up, EMDN classification codes. So which kind of device are you registering here? If you don't know the EMDN codes by heart, you can use the search function where you can put software here if you want to register a software, and then you can choose from this list. Most of the times I go for V92, which is medical device software not included in other classes. Hit confirm and the code appears here. So next question is, if your device has a trade name, then you can enter it here and select language. If not, just choose no. And the next field is reference or catalog number. This is a mandatory field, and I have no clue what this should mean. So I'm just gonna put amazing device 1 again. So next question, is the device directly marketed? Probably yes. And yeah, this question revolves around the question whether you have a distributor and whether your device is inside maybe a bigger package that has a different UDI-DI. But if you just sell the software without any packaging, this is directly marketed, yes, and it has the same UDI-DI as the actual device. Now, quantity of device. Remember that you're entering a UDI-DI here, which is different for every level of packaging. So if you have a multi-pack of 5 devices, that would have a different UDI-DI than a single pack with just 1 device. So you can enter the quantity of devices here. But if you just sell a software that just comes in 1 piece and not in a multi-pack, then you just enter 1 here. And now, very important, the type of UDI-PI that you're using. So does your UDI-PI consist of batch number and expiration date, for example, or maybe you're also adding a software identification that could be, for example, the software version number. Then you choose whatever you use on your label. And then you can add some additional product description. This device is amazing, for example. Select the language. And then you can also add the URL to your electronic instructions for use. Very handy. And then here you still have to choose whether this UDI-DI is existing on the EU market or if the device is not intended for the EU market. All right, save and next. So this next section is more for physical devices and medicinal products. So first of all, it asks you whether a clinical size is applicable. Here, for example, you could enter the capacity or the diameter with a precision range. So lots of fancy stuff. Let's go for no. Is it labeled as a single-use device? Probably no, if you have a software. is there a maximum number of reuses? No. Do you need to sterilize your device before use? No. Device labeled as sterile? No. Is it containing latex? No. Is it an endocrine disruptor or somehow, carcinogenic, mutagenic, or toxic to reproduction? No. Is it labeled for the presence of substances with endocrine disrupting properties? No. So that's really just for medicinal products. Are there special storage or handling conditions? No. Critical warnings or contraindications? For this, you can consult your intended use, actually. So if you have some kind of critical warning, you can choose it here and add a description to it. And then if you have multiple, you can add new lines by hitting this plus. And there are actually also the H and P sentences. So if you have some special chemicals in your medical device that need special caution, you can add one of those sentences, like this: protect from moisture, for example. Okay. But for software, this is mostly not applicable. Save and next. So next page. Is it a reprocessed single-use device? No. Is the intended purpose other than medical? So that's when a device doesn't have a medical intended use. That's regulated in Annex number 6. Probably also no. And is the device designed and manufactured by another legal or natural person? That could be the case. So if you're maybe the authorized representative in the EU and the actual manufacturer is someone else, then you could enter their actors ID or SRN here. But if you're manufacturing the device yourself, then you choose no. So next one, is it a clinical investigation device? So is it just on the market for clinical investigations? So it's not actually on the market, but just available to people in this clinical study? Then you would choose yes. And whether it's inside the EU or not. But if you just have a normal device that you sell on the market, you choose no. Does it contain human tissues or cells, or animal tissues or cells? No. Are there any substances that in it that might be considered a medicinal product? Or are there substances derived from human blood or human plasma in it? Probably no if you have a software. Save and next. And on the last page of this endless questionnaire, you can finally enter your container packages. So if you click on the plus here, this is actually what I explained before. So if you have multi-packs or different single packs maybe, then you can, for every one of them, enter the package UDI-DI here and define the quantity. So you might have, I don't know, UDI-DI for a single package here. Then you, okay, the format is not correct. Yeah. But I think you get what I mean. And then you can hit save, then it appears here, and then you can add different containers. Okay. And then you can hit preview, where you can read over everything that you entered again. And then you can actually submit. And then your basic UDI-DI and your UDI-DI is registered. it could be the case that you have multiple UDI-DIs for the basic UDI-DI that you now registered, but you can still add more UDI-DIs for that basic UDI-DI afterwards. And then when you hit submit, you're done.